Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay, happy, healthy, safe wherever you are in the world. I have a new camera, I'm really excited. I can't really show you, how can I show you? Let me go show you in the mirror. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the quality. Look at that quality. Maybe it's a little bit too intense. This is the vlogging camera, so you've still got your flip screen, you've got your little mic thing on top in terms of, I think this is for, I call it a little hat. It's not a little hat. I think it's so like a spit filter. We have it for the podcast and stuff. It's Sony ZV-1 if anybody's interested at all. I don't know if you are, but I've never been so excited in my life. Today's video is all about what happens when a glute progress stalls. I will sit down for this, but I'm just getting a bit excited over the new camera situation. I actually can't sit still. Yeah, so I feel like this is such an important topic because so many people go through the stages of building their glutes. They see really good progress in like the first, like up to like the first 6 months, boom, done, dusted, great. And then they just hit a plateau and it complete, oh, my glasses just slide off my face. Please. My sister's got a McDonald's. No, but seriously, and I understand this because this happened to myself as well, where you hit a plateau, you're not seeing any progress with growth, you're still progressively overloading in the gym, you're following a program, and it's like, what else could be going kind of wrong in terms of your glute growth and glute development? I've personally been training for, like, specifically the gym, obviously swimming before we did S&C work, strength and conditioning, and it was these are absolutely not okay. And it was very strength specific for the sport, so a lot of like quick power work for jumping, like diving off the block, it's a replica. I physically started like fitness training when I was like 18, 19, had knee surgery, so I was out for ages, so I say like 19. 4 years, okay. And plateaus happen. I didn't see growth in my glutes for like a good 2 months. I wasn't seeing any progress. My progress pictures were staying the same. I was like, I'm eating at maintenance. I should be seeing some sort of growth because I'm progressively overloading in the gym. But there are certain factors that we do not consider a lot of the time when it comes to glute growth. And this just isn't just the glutes. It can be any muscle where you've completely hit a plateau. And it can also apply to fat loss and weight loss as well, where, say, for example, I with all my clients and on the school, I can't believe we're getting an app, by the way. Somebody pinch me. Anyway, you have a graph and you can see, and sometimes for three weeks it will be like the steady weight and you would have plateaued. Again, completely normal to hit plateaus, but let's have a look why progress can stall and why we hit plateaus. So 3 things we want to take into consideration first is stress, sleep, and nutrition. There was a study in a Huffington Post article where I had participants performing exercise over a 2-week period, and those who reported that they were significantly very stressful showed less improvement over just a 2-week period than those people who were not stressed. Obviously, stress will hinder your performance. As it increases muscle tension, it has a negative effect on our motor control, and also this will increase the risk and the likelihood of injury. And it also slows down how long it takes our tissue to recover and repair itself. So you can think when you're building muscle, when obviously you're weight training, you're resistance training, and you do need to repair those muscles from your sessions, if you're very, very internally stressed, it's going to be a lot harder for you. Now, this is where you probably need to sit back and take a look and just see, like, if there are areas in your life when you are really stressed and you're not quite coping in the way that you should be. It's just something that you also need to take into consideration. And obviously our mental health is just as important as our physical health. Number 2, nutrition. Are you eating enough? Are you in a massive deficit that you've been in for ages and your metabolism has slowed right down? Because obviously if you eat fewer calories for a longer period of time, your body's going to adapt to that. So that's why you hit a plateau in terms of weight loss. But in terms of muscle building, are you eating too little? Are you eating too little protein? Are you hitting 1 gram or 0.8 gram per pound of body weight? So think about your nutritional aspects and how much you're actually eating, and is it benefiting your training? Finally, sleep. We have just done a whole podcast on this. I'm going to link it below for you. It'll be so valuable for you in terms of muscle building, testosterone, fat loss, and truly how important sleep is. And I feel like we're the kind of generation where it's like, oh no, like I'm going to go to bed like 1 a.m, wake up at 7. Have a listen to that podcast. It is very, very valuable. Secondly, take a deload week. This is something that I give to my clients, specifically if they're doing strength work. It is something that I do myself. At the moment, I'm doing 5-week blocks of strength work, and the 4th week, every single week before my 1 rep maxes, is a deload week. So you cannot train hard 365 days of the year and take no time off and expect your body to recover and adapt in the best way it can. It just doesn't really work like that. You can reduce the volume, you can reduce the frequency of your sessions, you can take a week off, which is what some people tend to do. I personally just reduce the percentages of what I'm lifting, and I also reduce the volume of my all-round sessions, and I feel like for me it works really, really well. Linking back to that point, so number 3 is reducing the amount of volume that you're doing in the gym. Like when I first started lifting, and this is what a lot of people do because I get this question all the time in my DMs, too much volume will actually regress your progress. So I honestly, when I first started, I used to do like 40 or 50 sets a week on glutes, and it was a hell of a lot of volume. I wasn't recovering, I could barely lift heavy because I felt sore all the time, I felt fatigued all the time, and it was just too much volume. Like recommended, for the glutes it's quite different, it's from 4 to 16 sets. Go back to frequency episode 1 to have a read, to have a watch. You don't need to read anything. To have a watch of that video to explain. But you don't need to be doing 50, 40 sets per week on the glutes. I do around 22, and that for me is my maximum recoverable volume. That's what I can recover from. It's what I know works for me. If you feel like you can increase your volume a little bit and still recover and adapt, you can do that, but don't be doing like 8 different exercises on your glute days. It's just not necessary at all. And that's probably why you're getting frustrated, because in your head you're like, but I'm doing I'm in the gym for like 2 hours doing glutes, I'm doing so many exercises. Well, that's probably why you're not progressing. Like in some of my glute workouts, I have like 4 exercises, and I focus hard on those 4 exercises. And sometimes as people are doing, and I used to do it, so I know, and I'm telling you to not do it, where you're doing like 40 sets, just not required. Number 4, are PBs always necessary? A question I get asked a lot. I'm basing this off a lot of questions that I do get in my DMs because I think it's important that I answer questions that you guys are struggling with. You don't need to hit PBs every week. Like when you first start training and you first go into the gym, like myself with running, I've just started running, so I'm hitting PBs more often on like my 5 and 10Ks. If I did like 5Ks every single week, like twice a week, I'm sure I would stop hitting PBs. So as a beginner in the gym, you will obviously start hitting PBs quite significantly, and you'll hit a stage where you don't. I hit PBs maybe every 7 or 8 weeks at a push. I mean, the strength phase we just did, a lot of the PBs stayed the same. I increased on the squat and the hip thrust to like 210 and 110 on my deadlift. But the next strength phase, I'm obviously going to go for more, but I might not increase that 1 rep max. And I think you need to sometimes drop the weight and focus on how it feels, and always think about your technique. Like if you're doing a squat, let's just give you a squat example. So if you're doing a squat and you're going for a PB, okay, you have the barbell on your back and you go to here. Okay, so that is bad technique. You're getting no range of motion. If you then drop the weight and you want to get full range of motion, so you're going all the way down to parallel and back up, that would be better than just trying to hit a higher number and doing absolutely shite technique. Really important to take that into consideration, because you don't want to be classing those half-arse cheat reps. Like I did my barbell hip thrust PB the other day. I went for 215 kilograms and I didn't get it. I was probably like this far off full range of motion. I don't class that because I didn't get full hip extension. I'll pop the clip here so you can see it. But it's just so you know that you do need to take that into consideration. Don't always just chase like PBs if your technique's not 100% there. Number 5, think smarter when you are training. Instead of always thinking like you want to kill yourself every session, how hard you can push yourself every single session, try and be a bit smarter and clever with your training. Yes, it is amazing to challenge yourself. I do it all the time. But you don't need 10 exercises in your glute workout. You can have like 4 or 5 where you're working on exercises that specifically work for you, that you can really feel. So my favorites are barbell hip thrusts, knee banded hip thrusts, sumo deadlifts, barbell reverse lunges, box squats, lateral band walks, They are my kryptonite. They work well for me. I know they do. For some people, a deficit reverse lunge wouldn't help, but a back squat would. So think about what you're actually doing in a gym. I have a full Build Your Glutes program that I have specifically designed, basically with all my knowledge of this like glute series and everything you are learning. So make sure that you check that out in the link in my bio. It's beautiful. All the videos have exercise cues, so I talk through everything with you. I'm basically your personal trainer in your pocket, so you pull your phone out and I'm literally there for you. Whatever your goal is, whether it's fat loss, muscle building, body recomposition, always understand that progress isn't linear. It won't always be perfect. There'll be bumps up and down the road, but it's just so, oh, these glasses are annoying, but it's just so you understand how to deal with that progress and maybe think of things as you've never really thought of as to why that's actually happening. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I still can't stop looking at this camera. It's literally, I feel like it's gonna be really intensely, you can just see everything. But I want to improve my videos for you, so fingers crossed it will. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. I love you all so much. Have a great day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.